the Los Angeles Lakers.
Major impact, YOX moving, I made your head crack. We all over the place, my new name is now when you get back. JL don't stand for John Lee, short for jet lag. Bag weighed by 60 pounds, old clothes when I left. Marking the Buick back where we left at. Grab a couple flush and then rush down the left rack. I don't care where the next at, as long as they take care of the team with couple green bottles in the check fat. Underground king money coming in like a bumpy. You're doing your thing when you see 4 seasons in 1 week. You know you want a streak when the rest weak, but you keep. Shot a video last week in the streets of East Village. Scold young and he ain't lower as the class. The I don't give a mental will only get you caught fast. You have to be on point, especially when you rock the Yox mask. Represent that next level, you must have forgot that.
I'm the moment they finally show you the monster's face. You're not gonna wanna miss this. This is neither the time or the place for convincing. This is win-wins. Reinvented the methods we been this since. Clicking ink in the kid pics and getting my cake for sticking up at the big kids. What a lesson. I wasn't meant to be nothing but upper level. Everything up in the level of thinking. Ever since 7 rings, never predicted surviving in any conditions. An ox can roam around and keep going for any distance. So Yox can go on tour and then tour again in a blink, and make an album in the winter, then tour again till it's Christmas. This is what you wanted, right? That 9-5 sound, and you astounded, cause now you found some guys who finally done it right. We got a name that you'll be hearing a lot. Now welcome to the decade of the year of the ox.
Yo, people gonna talk, I don't care, so I let them carry on. We bout to be in the air, me and Jay are carrying the carry on.
Drinking a Perrier, reclining a chair, and we already off. Why your hand in the air?
Cause I need them every on.
Your attitude gets shifted when your altitude gets lifted.
They ain't mad at you cause you gifted, they just mad they haven't did. It's a different kind of when they shouted lines as you kick it.
And it's a different type of fly when you know your rhymes bought the ticket.
Stay flying.
International demand for the yachts.
Landed in Canada, still got Hawaiian sand in my socks.
Still got them standing in shock, still can't manage to walk.
A still picture couldn't capture just how bananas it got.
About as nutty as Buddy Love from the Nutty Professor was. Without a to give about the damage it brought.
And without a to give about what anyone knows. Things are going where we said it would go. That's why you're wax.
Let's start creating your look. If you haven't already done so, download the GameFace HD app. Scan yourself and get your... Let's complete your player info. Your background sets the stage for who you are, both on and off the court.
I'ma pull up in something ignorant, I promise, just watch. Enough to make mama worry.
Let's start creating your look. Your hairstyle says a lot about your look. Let's choose yours.
Money change, your spirit shouldn't change none. Yeah, I know it, I'm dope. All my homies, they dope. Malcolm, I'm humble as Gandhi, though. Straight out my mama, came out of it, straight out of Compton flow. I'm an animal on it with Anderson. I love you, Bo. We on that. Don't show 'em you can box. We won't ever stop. That's it.
Beard, scruff, or clean shaven, your path to facial hair greatness starts here.
Who that come around the way? Come around the way. We find it. Come around the way. Roll the window down, yeah. Brown, really light it brown. Where we going now? Up the way where the boys at. The way you good, 'cause the homies that down. And my homies all know that.
Now it's time to decide what kind of player you want to be. First, let's choose your player type: guard, wing, or big.
Banging on the cans, break it down, break it down. And everybody, what they saying now? I play you out of your bronze, and have you running up the, taking they pom-poms, cheering for me and my team.
Now, let's define your style of play. This will determine the impact you have on the court.
I told him I'm a monster like Luke Cage.
Now, it's time to choose your player's height and weight. Every choice you make here will affect your player's physical capabilities, both good and bad. So choose wisely before you lock in.
But you still come around like, I seen what you started, I know what you promised, you're on and you're popping like, soon as you put your feet to the ground, how you would get out some of that, was the same back then as you are now, let's hope you stick around, come on.
United States in fear. London know I'm a phantom. South Korea knows I'm here. Posted planet without exception. Rise to your...
Like millions of other kids, you dreamed of one day being in the NBA. You wanted to be a star. And someday, to rise above and become the greatest to ever play. You dreamed of being the one. But the road to stardom is never easy. There are obstacles, injuries, and disappointments. Adversity is universal. It can happen to anyone at any time. And one day, it happened to you. You went from being a guaranteed lottery pick to a kid who may never even play college ball again.
Now, look, it's always bad to hear about injuries, especially to college kids, of course.
Yeah.
But Stephen A. Smith, this one is particularly disheartening because we are 2 weeks into the season and one of the top NBA prospects in the country goes down potentially with a season-ending injury, a knee injury. That's a killer.
I couldn't agree more. When I heard he was carried off the floor today, all you can do is find yourself hoping that he'll make it back. That's the bottom line. But my heart goes out to him because I didn't expect this. This is a devastating injury. It's never good to have something like this happen to you.
The team doctor broke the news. Torn ACL, sprained MCL, and a torn meniscus. Surgery was scheduled, but your game will likely never be the same. At the 2016 NBA draft, your name is still mentioned. Not as a prospect, but as a cautionary tale.
Now, there's another huge story in this year's draft. A record number of underclassmen, 30 of them, undrafted. And I hope anyway, that this is a lesson. This serves as an example to college players. I'm not talking about the ones who are genuinely one and dones, the guys you know are going to be lottery picks. I mean the rest of them. They're not sure shots. You're not sure they're going to be lottery picks. Don't just use the college system for a year thinking you're going to bounce. It doesn't work like that. If you don't have the talent, it doesn't work. You got to be cultivated in the system.
Please. There you go again with your blanket generalizations. You know how you are, oh, Max, the woe is me. Oh, my Lord, I can't take it. I just can't take it. It's a case-by-case basis. You can't just blanketly decide this should not be one and dones or this should be one and dones. You got to go on a case-by-case basis. Some dudes do. Case-by-case basis.
And that is my point. Thank you for making it for me. Every kid thinks they're the exception to the rule. And members of the media like, Stephen A. Smith, are encouraging these kids to come out early.
Look, Max, bottom line is this. You got to take this into consideration. You had two dudes. They were called the Height brothers. Now, you had Nick Howard. This kid had a lot of promise. What does he do? He goes to college. Very uneventful first year, no doubt. The second year, he was pretty good. Here's the problem. The NBA, it's not about pretty good. You need to be great on the collegiate level, on the prep level, in summer leagues and what have you, in order for you to get the stature that you deserve. That's the bottom line. Pretty good ain't good enough to be that stud NBA.
That's exactly my point.
Let me finish. There's another example. I did say the Height brothers. I wasn't talking about one individual. I was talking about two. What happens? One and done in a different way. 1 year, one ACL injury later, and look where he's at now. His future is clearly uncertain. So you got to take advantage of that opportunity because you never know when an injury is going to cost you everything.
Stephen A., listen to yourself. Let's listen to yourself for a second. You give one argument for why a kid should come out early, a one-and-done situation. I can give you 30 arguments this morning alone why they should stay in school. And now you have to wonder what a kid like Nick Howard, who has given up his college eligibility, does next. What does he do next?
First of all, don't sweat the technique. The argument, or one argument, as long as it's strong enough, that's all that matters. That's number one. Number two, the Height brothers was something special. What they really, really need to do. I'm going to tell you what they need to do, Max. They need to get back to playing together. My sources are telling me the ACL injury has been completely healed. So go on a pro-am circuit. Go in summer leagues. Do what you got to do to get back on the court together to remind everybody of what you once were. Because once you pull that off, the sky's the limit. That's what they need to do. Get back to playing ball together, because when people see what you can do as one, the other arguments don't really matter. Like I said, don't sweat the technique.
Yeah, you could copy paste me, but you cannot replace me. It's not creative, yeah, so we is not related. Whole squad feeling godly lately. Yeah, I'm a god, that's how mommy raised me. Yeah, they tryna violate me, tryna beat the king like babe, yeah. You could copy paste me, but you cannot replace me. This flow cool, yeah, probably, maybe. I'm shining, I'm raining, they tryna shade them. And y'all constantly, and mine probably need training. I'm obviously obligated, but the flow's got Nas, even nauseated, yeah. Yeah, see me in the city, say what's up, yeah. Everybody know I'm showing love, yeah. Same time I be showing love, yeah. I do what I want, whatever I want. I'm one-on-one, yeah. I'm one-on-one, yeah. I look around, I'm the only one, yeah. I'm one-on-one, said I'm one-on-one, yeah. I'm one-on-one.
You got this star quality, bro, and I don't mean that on no other issue. You can light the rap game on fire.
You could copy paste me, yeah, but you cannot replace me. These number twos keep trying to trace me. I swear these number twos keep trying to erase me. I'm blowing up, so they trying to deflate me. In the field, looking filthy, so people compensate me. I already tried college, baby. It was like modern slavery, they cannot contain me. I'm one-on-one and I do what I want. All these one-hit wonders make me wanna wonder. And what a shame I spend a ton of money, not a cop, but I be copping undercover. These things think they up to something when it's said and done. They undiscovered up and comers. I want them hunters in abundance, honey. Unless you Wonder Woman, I don't want a woman. I never won, it made me wonder why. Been at the bottom like an underline. Today my mama cried a dozen times. My little cousin might another crime. But who am I to say what's right or wrong? I live my life and then I write a song. I could've put my pain in styrofoam. Instead I poured it in a microphone. Yeah, see me in the city, say what's up. Yeah, yeah, everybody know I'm showing love. Yeah, yeah, same time I be showing love. Yeah, yeah, I do what I want, whatever I want. I want to one. I want to one. Yeah, yeah, I want to one. I want to one. Yeah, yeah, I look around. I'm the only one. I want to one. Said I want to one. Yeah, yeah, I want to one. I do what I want, whatever I want. Yeah, yeah. I say what I want, I wear what I want. Yeah, yeah. I know what I want. It's a number 9. Yeah, yeah. Try, leave them traumatized. Yeah, yeah. This ain't traumatized. This is modern life. Yeah, yeah. There's no camouflage. You cannot disguise. Yeah, yeah. Boy, I've been the truth, never been the truth. Yeah, yeah. Rather been the block in the Bentley cool. Yeah, yeah.
Think they doing shit. I want a Benz. I want a best friend. I want a Louis V lens. I want a Ray with a 10. I want the finer things. I want designer things. I want a lot of things. I just want the rings. I just want the rings. I just want the rings. I just want the rings.
This is New York City, the mecca of basketball. The original Rucker League began here in 1947. 9 years later, the tournament found a permanent home uptown at PS 156 Playground. Those early Rucker days showcased talents like Lou Alcindor, Wilt the Stilt, and Earl the Pearl. It's also where Julius Erving became the Doctor. In 1974, the park was respectfully renamed Holcomb Rucker Park in honor of the tournament founder. Now, many have influenced the growth of the Rucker since, but none more heavily than the late, great Greg Marius, founder of the EBC. Many would argue that the Ruck is the birthplace of true street ball and the crossover dribble. Considering New York City's penchant for flashy guard play, there are few who can challenge that. After the legendary exploits of Rucker alumni like Rod Strickland, Rafer Alston, and Kyrie Irving, it goes without saying that getting crossed up or banged on can happen to anybody at any given moment here. It's no wonder that this unassuming uptown playground has become the most widely recognized street ball court in the world. Rucker Park, Harlem. Play of the game.
Mama Mavis, oh mama, they try my. Who was left to save us? We mourn, I'm praying for my neighbors. They say the devil's at work and is calling favors. You say I'm dangerous, I speak for the nameless. I fly with the vultures, I be with some bangers. If change don't come, then the change won't come. If the bands make them dance, then the rain gon' come.
Am I passing to the light? Look into your eyes. All the world is out of your head. You got to die a little if you want to live. Change come to pass. You best be ready for it.
Something out the country fair is about to change its form. Yeah, it's a shift in time, but I won't get tired at all.
Look into my eyes, mama, tell me what you see. Tell me there's a chance for me to make it out the streets. Tell me that I won't die at the hands of the police. Promise me I won't outlive my my nephew and my niece. Promise me my pastor isn't lying as he preach. Tell me that they'll listen if it's lessons that I teach. Tell me there's a heaven in the sky where there is peace. But until then, I keep my peace in arm's reach.
Am I passing to the light? All the world is out of your hands. Another night, you got to die literally. If you want to live, change coming. Hey, you best be ready for it.
Something out the country fair is about to change its form. Yeah, there is a shift in times, but I won't get tired at all.
Am I passing to the light? All the world is out of your hands. Another night, you got to die, little. If you want to live, change, oh, change is coming. You best be ready, 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 ready. Be ready. Ready for it. Be ready. Be ready. Ooh. Ooh.
Who the #1 rocker? All about the bread like it's chala. Know my lace like a sauna. Know they all rockin' designer. No fighting, you don't want wahala. No one but got that chopper. Run until your head act proper. Overseas money get a lotta. Pounds, naira, dollar. 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 Pounds, naira. You can sit bench, you can be a player. Rap game playing, tunes you got flavor. Yeah, we poppin' all the way from Lagos to Vegas. Did it for the culture, proud that I made this. Raise your hands up when you feel the bass get real, real now. Like on a spaceship in the crowd, yeah. I see it going, Nate. I'm wild out as soon as that refrain hit. Pounds, naira, dollar. 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 Pounds, naira. Hey, hey, South by say, word to my soul, getting happy in the bay. In night, gotta be like, wait till the day. Looking for the 10 things in the UK. Worldwide with it, it's a new day. I'ma get airplay in a new way. See you going hand, know that it got you. Got the whole globe singing pounds, naira, dollar. 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 Pounds, naira.
Beautiful Venice Beach. A place like no other, fit with a cast of characters and all the sun, sand, and shoreline you can handle. But Venice Beach basketball brings a completely different kind of beauty to the beach. A beauty made of long-range jumpers, meta-world peace-level defense, and some of the best athletic ability in the West. And it ain't news. Since the heyday of the OG Ray Lewis dropping 50 on Michael Cooper in the 80s. Since Freedom Williams put up 75 in a college game. Since Ron Beals created the trend of street ball legends pushing the pros to their very limits under the scorching California sunshine. Long before baggy shorts and an elbow sleeve became the universal uniform of choice, every guard at Venice has been a menace. And the rule here is, you reach, we teach. Teach your defense the definition of pressure, and big men, pack a lunch. It's gonna be a long day down there in the paint. Out here, the days are long, and the handles are strong. Are you ready to get busy on the beach? Venice. play of the game.